And in view of the alarming escalation of anti-Semitism in Canada, the committee undertake a study on the issue of anti-Semitism and the additional measures that could be taken to address the valid fears that are being expressed by Canada's Jewish community, that the study include but not be limited to the issue of anti-Semitism on university campuses, that the study should be at least 3 meetings, and that the committee report its findings to the House. Madam Chair, just briefly, because I've had a chance on Monday to deliver a speech in the House that dealt very much with this issue, the Jewish community in Canada is feeling frightened to a level that I have never seen. While anecdotally people are taking off mezuzahs from doors and afraid to send their kids to schools, the vast majority of Jewish Canadians are affected in a broader way because those are anecdotal small incidents. I don't think that's happening really that much. But what is happening is people expressing their fears to me, wondering if they're safe in this country, wondering if they have a future in this country, which I never in my life believed would happen in Canada. And I don't see that, frankly, when I'm in the United States, anywhere near as much. So something is happening here. Anti-Semitism is happening around the world, but the perception of the community is in Canada is drastically different than what I find south of the border. And so I really think the committee needs to look into what is happening, what can we do, and I'm going to talk about 2 issues very briefly, Madam Chair, that I think are the most poignant, most important. One of them is the demonstrations that are happening and the lack of policing related to those demonstrations. The idea that people are blocking buildings and shouting things that are deemed to be hateful and intimidating people from entering or leaving a building, and that the police are not moving people back so that there's a safe line to allow a differentiation between the building and the people that are trying to enter and leave and the protesters is one thing. The second thing is, why are Jewish buildings a target in Canada and how it's making people feel? And I think I would like the opportunity to hear from Jewish Canadians and Jewish organizations about how they feel and what they think we could do as federal legislators to better protect them from a public safety aspect, from a justice aspect, etc. The second issue is what's happening on campus. The biggest place where you find people feeling scared and intimidated is on campuses, and this is happening from Newfoundland to British Columbia. It's happening in my province of Quebec. It's happening in Ontario. It's happening everywhere. And we had written a letter in December, me and some other colleagues, to the deans, the presidents of the biggest universities in Canada. We have received responses from all of them, Madam Chair, that we can table. And I think we need to hear from Universities Canada, from the presidents of universities, what they're doing to protect Jewish students, and we need to hear from Jewish students as to what they're experiencing on campus. So again, that we can opine on what solutions we might be able to recommend to the universities and to the minister and the human, to take. So that being said, I think, Madam Chair, the most important thing is symbolically, the Jewish community has failed to see leadership at the federal, provincial, and municipal levels from literally everyone. And I think if they saw our committee was interested in this issue, that there was a forum for them, and that we were taking their concerns seriously and listening to them, it would be a morale boost because they would think that at least someone cares and there's a hope. So I'm hoping, Madam Chair, that my colleagues would agree to do this study